And classes start. Those who can't do teach. Fuck that shit. I did plenty. Now I'm retired in sunny Florida. As always, brought to you by the new Pharaoh's Lounge Kickstarter at 13.8. I was over 14,000 this morning with some prick. Bought a blank cover commission, literally canceled it 2 hours after he bought it. I love when fucking assholes do that. It's like jerking you off and saying, "You're there, you're there, you're there." No, no, I'm sorry. My hand hurts. But we came to do some classes. Anyway, I was sleeping last night. A little bit of a dream came. For some reason, I was dreaming about the scene where Clark and Lex are on that train to Metropolis. So just literally just talking to each other, little inklings of what they want to do. And came up with the idea that our Clark Kent, after crashing, of course, being raised on the farm by Jonathan and Martha Kent, he went off to college, didn't like that. His coach was gambling on the games. So he kind of walked away, did some time in the circus, did some time as I thought was going to have him fight in the War of the Three Kingdoms between Golonia, Toran, and Belgaria, all the kingdoms that surround Metropolis. So he worked as a photographer, and the idea is he's like Peter Parker. He's trying to sell his pictures to the Daily Planet. He's looking to become a writer. He's looking to go where the stories are. A story about a city that's been promising resurrection for a good amount of time. A city that's been through war, that's been through depression. Therein lies the story. Stories of hope. So we've been kind of writing free form, just kind of going through old issues of What the fuck are you doing over there? My dog is nuts. Going through old issues of Superman from the Action Comics, and some of them are fun. Superman has a wise ass. Last class, man, the last issue we read sucked my ass. It's like, to be honest with you, I'm a little upset because you're going through old Action Comics here, and I'm not really sure if they were doing these stories in like the Superman title. Maybe they moved fucking Lex Luthor and Ultra Humanite over to Superman. I'm not really going to find that out yet because I'm going through Action Comics. Kind of like doing it this way. I've been successful this way. But what annoys me is Lex Luthor introduced very cool introduction, Action Comics 23. Ultra Humanite, fucking dropping his consciousness in some hot chick's head, so now he's a chick. Our very first gender fluid fucking villain. And neither one of them are in any of these fucking issues after that. You introduced them, they got away, and I know with Spider-Man and all the great comic books, but it's like you're replacing it with this filler garbage fucking nonsense. A filler and garbage even existed in the 1930s. You look at like the Batman series and Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo was so good together, but you didn't get a full story. You got 18, 17 pages of a story, and there was always 6 or 7 pages of fucking filler from the fucking C team, the minor league team. They always sold you on the notion that you were getting a complete issue of Scott Snyder, but you weren't. You were getting shitty backup stories. If you really look at those 12 issues of the Court of Owls, once you really read it, that's like fucking 6 or 7 issues. And that's not how we write. I fucking hate filler. Make the filler interesting. That's how I came up with American Safari. I had all this filler, all these pages of fucking black and white cool art, and I said, let's get a theme to it. So you're not just stuffing fucking pages of books like, hey, art book. Your writers, your Kickstarter creators. It takes imagination. It takes balls. All right. Let's go to where we left off for those of you joining our writing class in progress. We opened our story. Of course, let's get through. We always have to go through the recap. We show Krypton. Krypton is destroyed by the Brainiac Skull ship. Out of the implosion of the planet, we see, of course, Clark's little ship get away into the clouds. As the clouds settle, it's a steam train. Lex Luthor is being bullied by a bunch of thugs who want to take all his equipment. Clark saves Lex Luthor's butt, so Lex Luthor and Clark can't take the train together. They have lunch. They exchange life stories. Lex points him towards Metropolis, where basically Clark, within getting there, gets his first assignment, gets a shot at going after the paper. He's a big guy. He's impulsive. He's imposing. The Clark Kent in our stories likes being Clark Kent. Maybe we could throw the glasses on him early. Maybe there's a reason he wears the fucking glasses. Maybe to be unassuming. Maybe he wears the glasses to kind of control his heat vision. Let's get that in there. Clark maybe wears the glasses to control his heat vision. Almost like Cyclops. Like Cyclops. The glasses don't just have to be a throwaway. The Clark Kent in our particular story that we're writing loves being Clark Kent. Superman's kind of a burden of job, not one that he kind of shies away from. He does what he has to fucking do. Whereas Batman wants to be the fucking hero, Superman kind of wants to be the dude. So the idea is showing Clark Kent, just trying to enjoy his life, with the Superman stuff kind of getting in the way in a very, very fun way that gives us our story, of course. So again, Lex points Clark over to the fucking Daily Planet, says, "Look, you ever need anything, fucking look me up. Let's be friends. We're both entering this big, beat up city together." So the idea is we're introducing that Clark and Lex meet on page one of our story. Showing up in Metropolis at the same time, they make references to Gotham being on the other side of the world, and Gotham being this Batman Beyond-esque fucking technologically advanced cities. Whereas Metropolis, we're going back. We're going back to 30s, going back to noir. We're not ever talking about any kind of time period because, again, we're open with our stories. We're Game of Thrones with our story. I do not want to be trapped with any kind of timeline, any kind of references to real history because, again, that creates boundaries on our story, and I can't stand it. Because, again, then you have pop culture references, which, again, makes you a weak writer. There's nothing more with fourth wall breaking. I do it in every one of my fucking issues. I love it. That Deadpool shit is awesome. However, I cannot fucking stand pop culture references. They do not belong in comic books. Comic books are supposed to be a separate world. Unless, of course, you're writing Zeldara, which is me. Anyway. Clark is staying in the San Monte slums, doesn't have a lot of money. Sees it kind of like a husband about to beat up on his wife, but Clark is being a little bit selfish. He is going on his first assignment as Lois Lane's escort to the Roadhouse, which is a club owned by a gangster. They are having a benefit for the Kid Town charity, which of course is going to be a front for child soldiers that they're experimenting kryptonite on. And then of course we have Lois and Clark arrive. Jimmy Olsen is undercover as a waiter. The waiters are kind of thinking he's one of the kid gang. The kid gang tries to rob the place. The gangsters try to kill the kids. The lights are knocked out in their attempted robbery. Clark goes to work, fucks everybody up, makes sure nobody gets killed, but it's all a mystery. Nobody knows what happened. However, in all the chaos, Lois has snuck down into the bowels of this gangster hideout, where Clark follows after. They uncover a kryptonite mine. Maybe some kryptonite crashed there and settled there in the olden days when Clark was flying in. Either way, because the kryptonite weakens Clark, they're jumped, left for dead. Clark gets out, saves Lois, goes back to his place, beats up the wife beater. The wife is scared of him. However, so Clark is frustrated, has no idea what the hell's going on, so he gets the fuck out of Metropolis for a little bit, goes back to his old family farm, has a flashback to his parents, has a flashback to his college days, goes back to Metropolis once he's cooled off, and now he enlists the help of Lex Luthor, who builds him, or puts together for him, or lets him use something that he's already had, a mechanical suit. You can have this really cool Lucius Fox, Bruce Wayne fucking Batman Begins moment where Lex is basically designing suits. He goes, "What are you doing? Are you doing this? What is this? R&D for a company?" Well, you could say that. A lot of this is my own private research. My private tinkering. There's a lot of Tony Stark in Lex Luthor. He's a tinkerer, but he's not going to get in the suit, at least not yet. He builds this suit for Clark. Clark uses this mechanical suit to go back in there into the mine to fucking fuck some shit up, fuck up some thugs. But of course, in the ensuing chaos, and trying to save all the slave labor, someone floods the fucking mine. Someone is one step ahead of Clark. We think it's Luthor. It's going to turn out to be the Ultra Humanite. We're going to swerve the audience a little bit and make everybody think the Ultra Humanite is Lex Luthor. We'll have the similar features, the fucking Ernst Stavro Blofeld stuff. They want to swerve people and say, no, Lex is not the bad guy. Maybe by the end credits and the absolute end of our story, he will be. But as of now, Lex is truly Clark's friend. I want that emphasized. You gotta fuck with your audience. Have some fun. Don't always be like, okay, well, he's bad. Again, weak writing. You always want to avoid those weak writing tropes. Look at every single story you love. Stare at fucking old writing clips on YouTube and just look. I want something that gives me that feeling. That gives me that aha. That gives me, God, that's awesome. But I can't copy it because then it's just being overdone. You can tribute to it, but you have to at least change and tweak. You got to make your own stamp. Otherwise, you're just basically copy and pasting, which is what a lot of... You look at fucking Batman v Superman. They blew so many wonderful Superman stories that could have been like separate movies. And they try to jam-pack it into one fucking movie. Fuck them. As we write our own movie here. All right. Now, I don't know, I haven't pulled out the Superman name yet, but I'm thinking when he saves the day, when he saves them from that flood, After the flood, of course, Clark will break the story. Mysterious Superman, saves the day. And of course, Clark's going to go on a rampage. Perry's going to point him in the right direction. Clark's going to be fucking up gangs. He's going to catch up to Butch as Butch is getting away. His car explodes, and once again, somebody's one step ahead of Clark. And breaking up all these casinos, he's giving away all the money to the poor. He's pulling some Robin Hood shit. But as he gets back to his place, Lois is waiting for him. Because Lois and Jimmy have been fucking tailing Clark in all his spaces. So of course Lois knows who he is. So full fucking Bond girl mode. Lois and Clark can get it on. And the next day we're back at the Daily Planet where they're feeling good and now they're planning their takedown, trying to figure out who's in the cult. They're laying out all the fucking players. They get all the players' names on the fucking list here. The big Sopranos fucking tinker board. And now it's okay, who are we going to go after here? So now basically Jimmy's going to track down these kid gangs. And Clark's going to fucking tail Jimmy. And as they do this, we end up following our story to the end of the rail lines, the old Blakelytown lines, the Blakelytown local, where it's going to be the chemical factory, the Carnahan chemical factory. Where Carnahan, of course, is one of the members of our little Brainiac cult. And that is where they're having the fucking fighting pits. And there's kids in there. And there's some teenagers in there. And now there's all these fucking people gambling, of course, like anything like the Great Depression. Just those fucking depressing fighting pits with somebody waving cash and dice. And the idea is in this fighting pit, they're all given a little sliver of this colored glowing rock. They smash the fucking rock. The mist blows up in the face of the fucking fighter. And some mysterious power or no power or sickness. The idea is to show off and explain here what's going down. It's like I said, it's like Russian roulette. Each person is given a sliver. They choose their color of kryptonite, smash it, boom, like that big fucking like LeBron James smoke in the air kind of thing. But now it's a drug trip, and it's to give them temporary superpowers. So the idea is that while it gives them power, it has the reversed effect on Superman. But each crypto, which I have to go look at a chart. I'll go look at it. I don't know if they ever put it in the comic books. I'm sure they do. The idea is we have to go get the list of kryptonite and see what it does, and then have our own little thing. This kryptonite shit's like our infinity gems. So, where are we at with that? Okay, so that little search of going after this cult leads them to a party thrown by actress Dolores Winters, who, of course, they saw at the games, at the fighting pits. So Clark and Lois are going to split up. Clark is seduced by Dolores Winters, but it turns out she pulls some crypto shit on him, makes him fucking hallucinate, and basically when he wakes up, he is tied James Bond style to a chair where the whole cult is surrounding him, as well as the Ultra Humanite who's telling him what the kryptonite is. Here's where you get your kryptonite exposition. Or whatever loose information the Ultra Humanite knows about Krypton, about Brainiac, is going to be laid out for Clark right here. Basically telling him he was powerless. That whatever events he's trying to put in motion, whatever he thinks he's going to do, he's going to disrupt their plans. They plan to stop Brainiac. They want to run the planet and turn everyone in Metropolis into mindless minions, into soldiers. And Clark could say, Metropolis has already been through a war. These people have been through enough. These people have been through enough. And you have Ultra Human that could just be a fucking cocksucker, just fucking running them down. Oh, well, well. Looks like Metropolis has their own version of Batman. Are you here to save the city? Are you here to save the city, Superman? I mean, I like the idea even early. If this is like fucking 45 minutes to an hour, if this is the fucking end of the first act, this is perfect for our pacing, for our timing. The idea is that you're doing all this cool James Bond shit. You're thinking, all right, he's fucking Superman. He's fucking shit up. And right here, of course, it also gets us the idea of making almost Kryptonite is the villain of this fucking story. Because it's not just being used as a poison, as a deterrent to Superman. It's being used on the citizens of Metropolis, whereas they're being powered up, even if it's temporary. It lasts as long as a drug trip. Oh shit, I just spilled water all over myself. Thank God it was just water and it wasn't a vital piece of computer. So it happens when you keep your water bottles open. Let that be a PSA to you all. It's a waste of good fucking water. It's an excuse to clean the floor. I live like Oscar the writer. I'm an awful slob. It's my it's my deterrent. Back to class. All right. Are you here to save this? Again, if this is an hour into our story, it's page 28 on our pacing board, but again, this might stretch, this might not stretch, but here's where we are. Are you here to save the city, Superman? Because that is going to be a problem. They want to take the citizens, most specifically, the young citizens of Metropolis, turn them into an army to either serve Brainiac or go against him. I haven't figured out whether I want Ultra Humanite to have his own agenda because it almost seems tacky that he's just kind of like a soldier, a servant. Maybe he's the rebellious one. Because the idea of like he can have his brain transplanted into, I could be even sicker. You could do some fucking Saw shit. You know, the brain of Dolores in Ultra, where you reveal that Dolores is Ultra. And the whole bald guy behind the partition is just another Wizard of Oz, man behind the curtain. I like that. Behind the curtain shit. Because when fucking Superman gets finally up to the fucking dirigible, I love this. See, this is what fucking writing's all about. Finally, we get Superman up to that fucking dirigible. They get through the cloaking, and he fucking takes the goddamn dirigible out and fucks shit up. He's gonna say, he's gonna see the glass partition thing. Like Lex, like he'll think it's Lex Luthor, and he goes and fucking destroys, and it's just like a fucking dummy. It's a booby trap. Fucking explodes. Oh god, I fucking love this. I love it. No matter what Superman does, no matter what fucking feats of strength and superhuman, just everything he displays, these fuckers are one step ahead of him. And all you're doing is dropping these breadcrumbs where you think, holy Sheboygan, fucking Wisconsin, it is Lex Luthor. But it's not. It's going to be Dolores Winter because as of now, Dolores Winters is Ultra Humanite. You think she's just like the sweet fucking chick. And you get some sick shit in there too because, again, it was Ultra Humanite who had transferred his mind with the help of Brainiac. Oh god, I love this. You see, they don't know he's Clark Kent because then it fucks everything up. They're even calling him Superman because the papers are calling him. You see, Superman. I was once a scientist like you. No, he wasn't a fucking. He's not a scientist. I was once a scientist, not like you, but I was once a scientist with the plagues of this planet threatened to take my body, and all my dedication to science had failed me, had provided no conclusion. I turned my back on science and turned to sorcery. It is there where I found. Because that turns into like apocalypse. No, it is that lowest moment that I found both. The idea is Brainiac is the marriage of the occult, saying that we're all gonna like he's a cult. Yeah, I found both. So I like Ultra is a minion. All right, so we have he's a minion of Brainiac because the idea is you're giving Ultra, who actually was that bald scientist guy. It could be like a stuffed body, a fake, but not a fake body, but a stuffed body. It just could be stuffed with explosives, something. Or EMP that fucks Superman up like in The Dark Knight Returns. I love that fucking scene when that bomb goes off and he's like fucking all skinny. You know what I mean? It is at that lowest moment that I found both. Ultra. So now we've answered our question. He's a fucking minion of Brainiac because through this fun little exposition we're doing here, that's where we're getting our character meat. You know, in the end, Ultra will be a fake, no, not a fake, be a stuffed body. The body of what Ultra was before he had his brain transferred into Dolores with the help of Brainiac. I don't know if they're gonna call him Brainiac. Kind of a stupid fucking name, but he's an iconic villain. I'm assuming they just call him Real Docs. You know, Viril Docs. We'll have to get to that later on, but I'm still liking where we're going here. The idea is that when Superman fucks shit up on the dirigible, he will find a stuffed, long dead body of Ultra Humanite, rigged with an EMP explosive. Oh, I like that. Dolores Winters is the real Ultra Humanite. The cult all believe it is Ultra as he keeps a distance in the partition, guarded with lead and heavily fortified. I don't know if we want Clark to think it's Lex. Maybe he should think it's Lex. Maybe that's where we can get with just like another mind game. At some point, Clark's got to mistrust Lex. Maybe even beat him up, thinking that he's Ultra. Oh yeah, I like that. Okay, so let's get ahead of ourselves here. The floating dirigible. We have the idea was they're fucking with Clark. They're telling him his whole fucking history. But what their plan is, I plan to cure this entire city. Is going to be my guinea pig, and I will sell this army, an army of perfection, an army that doesn't turn, that doesn't have their own agendas, a hive mind, Clark, an army of one mind, where we can control their abilities, we can control the enhancements. Oh fuck yeah! Oh, we're having fun here. Don't look at me like a monster. I'm looking to build the perfect army, where the soldiers are in cloud, where the individual isn't clouded by selfish agendas, driven by desires or lust or greed. No bullies, no dominators. And we control the levels of their enhancements. We control The skills, we can put them down should they lose control. Now, and if those abilities should suddenly go out of whack, we need a better term, of course. Suddenly go beyond, suddenly go beyond the control of the host, then we can put them down. All with these experiments. I mean, we are going full on to fucking concentration camp, but it's a fighting pit. It's a fighting pit slash slave labor camp where they are basically trying to where they are testing on people, on poor people, to turn them into an army. Meanwhile, the rich also use crypto rock to get high. You have to have that in there as well. You have to have those cutaways. When fucking Clark and Lois are fucking tracking shit down, we could fucking go in. They could break it on like on a fucking crypto party where literally someone is snorting crypto fucking powder. This is literally Superman just fucking taking out fucking drugs here. And Lex has got to be the one to tell him. It looks like they are synthesizing it. Synthesizing it for steroid enhancement. Possibly inebriation. Drugs? Nothing worse upon the planet. Nothing worse upon the planet than a bored socialite. Always searching for a new high. Oh my god, we're having fun this morning. We're feeling creative this morning. I may just go book some fucking strippers, man. But now we have to get him back to that dirigible here. Okay, so where were we last time before we started reading some of those shittier stories? So now we are at the edge here. We have all this exposition we just gave you. As some of them start getting high, Clark will use the momentary distraction, or actually one of the pieces of crypto, because they're testing on him. They're shooting at him with fucking guns. They're dropping fucking metal on him. They're trying to use diamond fucking drills. Nothing is penetrating him until they start using certain levels of crypto. Like they'll put some green on him. Like the green will be on him. I'll even say, they don't know that his power derives from the sun. They shouldn't have that kind of information. All they really know is fucking Brainiac. Whatever Brainiac is fucking telling them. And they'll make a deal. But if they're a serious cult, they'd want to sacrifice him. One of the slivers of kryptonite. Okay. Okay, here's where we are. Remember, they're fucking with him. They're testing on him. They tell him why he's there. They're talking about Brainiac. They're laying out their fucking plans. That Metropolis is a broke fucking city and there's a lot of hungry mouths to feed. And while everybody makes empty promises, the idea is they're going to find a use. They are going to find a purpose for all the poor in Metropolis. It's a similar speech, the one between Clark and Lex on the train, about not going to Gotham over residing in Metropolis to help be a part of the rebuild. The idea is you could say, okay, what I like is Metropolis. You can't just say that Metropolis. Well, the Metropolis was in the center. Oh god, here we have some history right now. Metropolis was in the center of the three kingdoms of Golan. No, it's Turan, right? Of Turan, Galonia, Turan, Galonia, and Bulgaria or Bulgaria? Bulgaria. The war, the Tri-Civil War there, engulfed the city. And that's what destroyed it. Now, Clark served as a photographer. No, yeah, Clark was a photographer during the war because he couldn't choose a side. I like that. So now you have more of the history of Metropolis, why Metropolis is fucked up. You don't just say it was fucked up. Basically, this war of the three kingdoms that's around this fucking city, taking all the people as soldiers. But then what if the war actually came into the fucking city and the mistrust and the violence and the looting? Oh, it was like Metropolis fell like a modern day Troy. And it wasn't just the war. The people of Metropolis tore the city apart. Violence, you know, mistrust over which side, which citizens were sympathetic to. Oh, we are creating some backstory, my friend. Sympathetic to. Lex can lay out some fucking Metropolis history. You know what I mean? So you get to that. So what do we do now? Unless you have another suit there. Lex is the one who will tell him about the solar energy, that his body is basically a solar battery. Your body is essentially a solar battery that doesn't have a turn-off switch. So you better be careful that whatever this cult of brainiacs. See, he can. Lex. Lex is the one who comes up with the name Brainiacs as a sarcastic term. Ultra Humanite wants to put Superman, no, put his brain in Superman's body. Your old school Frankenstein story. Your old school Frankenstein story. Lois can be the one who takes out Dolores in the end. Battle of the Bond Girls style. Yes. Yes. Good. Very good. So again, what I have here, we're trying to figure out as they're testing on him, as they're laying out all this thing, what happened? How does Clark get away from them? Okay. One of the types of crypto they test on him has a very weird effect where it makes him temporarily bloated, like a CGI kind of thing. That creates that creates a bubble of destruction that allows Clark to escape, a la Face Off. Like, remember how fucking like Nicolas Cage jumped off the fucking that platform in the fucking. And they were like, I love that idea. Is like he just kind of runs outside, he gets away from these fucking things, and he's sick, and he's like his blood in his body, like different parts of his body can like be like fucking like inflaming and then shrinking. Oh, it could be sick, like some horror movie shit. Horror movie shit. Clark is running away from the bad guys, and his body continues to morph, almost like the Hulk. And the idea is that like he fucking twisting and writhing and turning, and all of a sudden like he finally gets away and he busts down. You see there like he's at the fucking tip there, and it's a fucking dirigible, and you're like if you have the camera, you're fucking panning out, and it's like what the fuck is going on here? And just like a la Face Off, man, he's just got to fucking leap out because they're all coming after him. He just fucking jumps. He jumps out. He disappears into the clouds. You know, bashes into every fucking building he can. I mean, it's just brutal. Like, just crash, bang. Remember, his he's got a healing factor like Wolverine, but he's still fucked up. So just blood, smash, bang, bang, fucking boom. You know, later on, you can show Lex collecting the blood samples from Clark's crash. So again, crash, crash, bang, bang, boom. When he wakes up, he's at Lex's. So again, continuing, whatever the guy in the partition was wearing, Lex could be wearing something similar, like a lab coat. Okay. Whatever Ultra was wearing, blurred behind the glass. Lex is wearing something similar. For instance, a lab coat. So we continue the idea that Lex is Ultra. When we know it's Dolores. Oh, we're having fun, having fun, having fun. We're doing our Wizard of Oz shit. But now we've got to get to. Lois isn't there yet. Or maybe Lois is there. Or did they call Lois? I mean, how involved is Lois? This should be a friend moment. Because yeah, you still need this like suspiciousness. So it should just be a Lex. This scene should just be between Lex and Clark. So that's where we got to play around here. Goal is to get to page 60. And once we get to page 60, I think with all of our outlines and all this here, that should stretch it to about a 2 hour movie. If it doesn't, we keep going. But that's the fun part. We do the layout first, the art plot, and then we do the dialogue. That's how I always write. Just fun for me to write that way. I normally writing 24-page fucking comic book stories. So our attempt here is to write a 2 hour Superman movie. Just a badass fucking 2 hour ride, man. So what we've got here is failure to communicate. Presented by PharaohsLounge.com. And again, I was at 14,000 this morning. It was over 14,000. Piece of shit dropped out on me. Part of the game. All right, let's go through our notes. Because what we're trying to figure out now is Clark has crashed back down to Saturn, our planet. The bad guys have fucked with him. They know of his existence. He knows of their existence. They have won. They've got the weapons to basically fucking scale him back. What's he going to do? He needs Lex's help. But he's also got a counter. Lex needs to help Clark counter the kryptonite. which essentially means we have to destroy it. Lex is truly Clark's friend. He won't be corrupted till the end. Good for you. I'm glad the guy that won $10 fucking million is doing his own goddamn YouTube video. Asshole. Just fucking enjoy your money. Go away. Lex is truly Clark's friend. He won't be corrupted until the end. I'm not sure what I want to hold. I know I want to drop this Lex Luthor backstory about Clark's crash. Could have killed the Luthors. We have that all here. Rockville Hospital. Carnahan Chemicals. Typical revenge plot. He didn't like his parents. Maybe he drops it right here. That anymore. Let's get rid of some of our. Maybe right here is where Clark. Yeah, I think you drop it right fucking here. Since we're telling the truth. Because remember, Clark is fucked up right now. He's busted up. He's broken. So again, right here, maybe you drop it right here. Clark is weak, so maybe he can't fuck up Lex right now. Maybe like he. It's you, aren't you? You're Ultra Humanite. Clark can get a look at the guy behind the partition, and Clark can be confused, and then he has like that quick flash. Can you remember? And he'll think it's him. Clark can jump off the fucking table, just grab Lex by his fucking throat, and be like, it's you, isn't it? You're part of this fucking cult. Yeah, I like this. Ladies and gentlemen, we're having fun today. We are feeling creative today. I hope you're part of today's class because we are busting out some fucking Superman shit right now. Okay, I like this. We've gotten all this. Coreytown. We're just trying to come up with the Wayside Inn, Coreytown, the Wayside Inn. The human race shall be blotted out. I could start a race of my own. This city was once beautiful. And then three kingdoms decided to go to war, with this city in the exact centerpiece. I intend to build an army to take out all three kingdoms. Because Metropolis isn't the only city of the week. Right now, they all rest. They had their war, they thinned out their herd. They had their war. They thinned out their herds. And now they're all vulnerable. But this city suffered the most. I want to get away from guns as much as I can because I feel like I'm not doing some kind of woke stance. I just feel like it's a hypocritical thing. You have all these celebrities that are anti-gun laws, and then they're the ones that like shooting guns in movies. I don't want everybody having guns. I'd like to get into more fucking fighting, maybe some fucking martial arts, swords, like fucking majestic weapons. Because you're always doing guns, it's boring. I'd like to mix guns and swords and fucking magic. You got to do that. That's what makes great comic books. So again, Metropolis fed her children to this war. But no, they didn't. Whoever didn't fight in this war, the War of the Three Kingdoms, did anybody win the war? Who won the War of the Three Kingdoms? I will make an army, storm over all three kingdoms, laying waste and extending the arms of this city into a new empire. You can go really fucking Game of Thrones with it. Brainiac's empire or yours? What will happen when Brainiac tires of you? Yeah, I don't know about that, but we can fuck with that a little bit. That's the beauty of dialogue. You talk it out. It's got to sound cool when you say it, because then you got to see a character saying it. A great writer is walking around talking to themselves all the time because they write fucking dialogue. It's what we do. You're crazy. I like the idea of dropping this fucking exposition right fucking here. No, I'll keep that in there. Clark will accuse Lex of being part of the cult. Right here. Okay. See, Lex is talking to him about the kryptonite. Essentially means we have to destroy it. We? I don't want you involved, Lex. These people are dangerous. So am I. Now, Clark is in Lex's lab and starting to regain some of his strength and balance. Essentially, like Wolverine, like Logan. He has a healing factor, having been out for several days. I like that. You got your Batman Begins one. How long was I out for? You know, 3 days. By the way, you snore. Thankfully, no one's here. Thankfully, this is a solitary lab. Like Superman, Clark could be hooked up to some machines that start to fall off as he starts to regain his composure. Yeah, yeah. What do you need, my friend? Ordered some comic books. All right, here we go. 3 days. How long was I out for? 3 days. By the way, you snore. Thankfully, this is a solitary lab. Let's roll the plugs. Your body was hemorrhaging when I found you. Hemorrhaging. And how do you spell fucking hemorrhaging? Your body was throbbing when I found you. I have no time to look it up. Found me? This is where Clark begins to get suspicious. All right, we laying it out here, man. Lex is gonna lay out some fucking origin right now. Da, da, da. Game of Thrones now, Game of Thrones now, la di da 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 da. Da. Game of Thrones now, get busy. All right. Da, 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 da. This is where Clark begins to get suspicious. Okay, you caused quite the stir. You crashed down. Clark starts to have some flashbacks, remembering the guy behind partition. As Lex, what the fuck you? As Lex is preparing an injection while he is describing his own origin. You see, Clark, I am involved. Here we go. Da 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 da. It, there were no Thomas. What we're basically showing here is Clark is weak right now. He's not really tied down. Well, maybe he's sedated. And he thinks that, Lex is helping him and healing him up. And then he starts to get fucking suspicious. And now Lex Luthor is pretty much just laying out his origin, saying, the night, you weren't the only person adopted from Rockville Hospital. He can even make the implication that the Kents maybe didn't even find him in the crash. Maybe the Kents adopted him. Maybe he's mad the Kents didn't adopt him instead. So now we're going to get into some shit here. By the end of our send of a beacon to Brainiac. You could do that. Keep that there. Lex will have some resentment in his exposition, but at the same time, letting Clark know that his parents were bad people, which may or may not be true, because all we have is Lex's backstory from Lex himself. Keep that Town stuff if we end up using it. Brainiac's Empire or yours. You needn't be afraid of me. I won't harm you. Corrupt Governor, San Monte, we got all that already. All right. Let's get our next page layout here. Really not sure what dictates how we're laying out the pages. I'm just kind of doing things in beats as I feel like a new beat coming on. Set up the next page. Again, it's just kind of the way I write it helps me kind of structure out the length of a story, which I may either chop down or add to. Yep. So, Lex is laying out. Let's just get all the notes here about Lex Luthor laying out his origin. Resurrection of Metropolis begins in San Monte. Thornton Blakely uncover this conspiracy, curing their boredom, orchestrating war, betting on the results. All right, we got all this here already. Tumble for arms deal using the poor. The Valley Who Dam. The moral imperative. The war destroyed the city. Your efforts to know it. Thought we'd have some fun. All right, you can have that there. So all this is what basically Clark was going to tell Lois. This is Ultra Humanite telling fucking Clark, every inch of the city we have wired. We are everywhere. I mean, it's a bunch of people there. They could be fucking, when he gets there to that fucking party, they could be fucking snorting crypto. It's a massive party with Clark as the main course. This is where they're fucking telling him, the governor, I like this. This is all here during that whole exposition. God damn it. Let's get all these notes in here. Thornton Blakely, let's get the rest of it in there. Great, perfect space of being. Dirigibles, casino banners, I like that. We got the Crow Sports things. Okay. Beef, erase. What? They tell him about they'll sink the dam. This is all the shit he's going to be telling Lois Lane. Lex tells Clark of his history, and Clark immediately thinks that Lex is ultra humanite. Regaining his strength with a temporary burst of anger, Clark leaps off the lab table, out of his plugs and bonds. It attacks Lex, accusing him of being the man behind the curtain. Perfect specimen. Reign of the Supermen. Reference to them. Flying Graysons. Evolving Kids. Gimpy Boxes. Frankie Morella could be the old friend of Jimmy's. And the friend of Jimmy's. Like not Ultra, Metal Suit Modifications. Protocols in place, like Robocop. Let's get to our next page here. Tax. So I like this, man. Superman regains his strength, flips the fuck out, leaps up, and nearly fucking kills Lex Luthor. Like fucking smashes him. Accuses him of being Ultra. Perhaps even throwing him in jail. Ooh. Clark thinks Lex is Ultra and attacks him, hurting him, telling him out of respect for our friendship, I won't kill you. Would he say that? He could leave him for dead. Possibly even leaving him for dead. Clark will have his reasons. The flooding of the dam, the exploding of Butch Mason in his car, You know, who else would know that much about me? You're one of them, aren't you? You're not just one of them. You're the leader. You're not just one of them. You're the leader. And boom! Attack. Clark severely injures Lex, accusing him of being Ultra. Does Lex get away? Clark wouldn't spare him. Clark's flipping the fuck out. You know? The lab in Clark's attack could be destroyed. And literally, you have Lily fucking Clark. Clark is choking Lex. And Lex is just looking in his eyes, saying, I'm your friend. Maybe Clark lets him go. Maybe the lab falls apart all around them. And Lex gets away. You just gotta have that fucking moment where, like, their friendship will never be the same. That it is here their friendship will end due to paranoia and deceit. Lex has to get away because Clark's got to attack the fucking dirigible. So Lex has to get away. So Clark can attack the flying dirigible. God, we got really far today. We did good today, man. I'm fucking loving where we're going with this fucking story. Lex just laying out his fucking origin there. Clark thinking he's fucking Ultra, attacking his ass. Where's the crypto? What the fuck are you talking about? I'm not. Lex can be wants into these cult of what? Brainiacs? Where are these cult of Brainiacs from? Deepest edge of the galaxy. He made claims that he knows who destroyed my planet. Your planet? I'm not from here, Lex. I wasn't born here. I wasn't born anywhere. I was born in a spaceship that was leaving a planet that was supposed to be my home, that was being destroyed by the same man that they say is coming for the rest of us. Uh, my planet was destroyed by the same man who's seemingly coming back. Coming. Either for me or for all of us. But you already knew that, didn't you? Excuse me? You're one of them, aren't you? Clark, calm down. Perhaps whatever is dysmorphing your body is also causing you paranoia. Oh, I like this. Clark beats up Lex, man. Lex will get away. So I don't think you should have Lois there. Now, you need this. This has got to be a fucking Superman Lex Luthor moment where Clark will use his physical strength that is returning to him to fuck Lex up. This has got to cause that first rift, that mistrust. Plus, Lex has to see just fucking front row, close up front, how fucking deadly and dangerous Superman can really be. I've seen how deadly and dangerous you truly are, up close and personal. I will keep you a secret, Clark, as long as you stay out of my way. Perhaps Lex has the crypto ring. Are you wearing the ring? You left me with you left me with no other choice, old friend. You get that mistrust there. He beats the fuck out of him. How does Lex get away? Lex has got to get away, or maybe hit some fucking some self-destruct button or something. The fucking lab can collapse on Clark. Lex can slip the fuck away. And that's all we're gonna see for Lex for a while. Okay. Does Lex get away? What cover? We got him hacking the Superman suit, capturing his DNA. We have all that. All the data. So in their battle, in the beating. So during the beating, the lab will be destroyed. Seemingly with all the data Lex collected on Superman, on Clark. All right, let's get to our next setup here. Douche, douche, douche. To me, this is much better than watching another one of these asshole fucking YouTubers make their. If I was running DC fucking videos, this is us literally trying to make an attempt to at least get the fuck in the door. The only way to really do is make a mark, write a badass Superman story, create some concept art behind it, and a cool ass cover, try to get it in somebody's fucking hands. Or at least profit off it until DC's piece of shit legal team ceases and desists my ass. Okay, so Verorori. Next scene, well, no, I can't have the scene here. The lab is destroyed, and we see Superman rise from the wreckage. Looking around, but there's no Lex. Transition to Clark at Lois's place, laying out the whole story for Lois. About Lex, about the cult, about everything. Who do we turn to? The police, the feds, the kingdoms. You got to figure out if you're going to talk about a war of three kingdoms, somebody had to have won. Metropolis stayed neutral during this war of the three kingdoms. I like how far we've got. Let's do some reading. Well, let's finish going through the notes. Let me know about choice, old friend. Get to that later. Let's put that notes in there. do, 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 do. Those notes over there. Gimpy Boxy is Peter Randall. Okay, gotta put that back over there. Frankie Morello. Boxy is. I don't need that shit. Kryptonian, you of the future. We got all that shit. We don't need any of that. Clark will immediately know. Turning on the climax. Marquetti, the Dragon, the Barompta, Ramshackle Hotel. So what we need to do now is, again, you run into your blank page. We showed you Superman getting away from Ultra Humanite and the crew, them experimenting on him, them telling about Brainiac and his origins. He jumps off that fucking thing face-off style. He's got to get away from the bad guys. He crashes back down into Metropolis. He wakes up in Lex Luthor's lab, where Lex Luthor starts laying out his origin about how the night that he crashed to Earth, to the planet. He can even say, I know about you. I've always known. And tell him the night that he crashed, he actually killed Lex's parents in the ensuing crash. He wasn't in the car. His parents had just basically left him at a hospital. They didn't understand him. Maybe they were leaving him to just basically be adopted. His parents were abandoning him. And then they crashed. There was a crash. His parents were killed. And Lex inherited their fortune. So he's thanking Superman. Superman, of course, will think he's Ultra Humanite. He will jump out of his fucking table, rip out all the fucking restraints, and fucking attack Lex, destroying the lab in the process. Lex, of course, Superman's gonna think Lex is dead, that he fucking just basically dropped the lab on him. So as he rises from the wreckage, we now cut to him having to go to Lois. So that's where we're stopped at. We got Lex. Oh, we got. What we got? We got Superman. We got Clark and Lois together. Let's do an issue. Let's do two. That last one was fucking terrible. Hopefully, we got better luck with these dicks too. Heartless criminals exploit the helpless and unfortunate. Clark Kent and his dual self, dynamic Superman, battles side by side with pretty Lois Lane, courageous girl reporter, to stamp out the evil geniuses of crime and corruption. I can still hardly believe that Lois has actually consented to go out on a date with me tonight. At many o'clock, Lois finishes her telephone conversation. A $3 donation to the Brentwood Rehabilitation Home. I'd only be too delighted to contribute. The Brentwood Home, eh? I've heard unsavory rumors about the supposedly benevolent place. You have, eh? And would you mind repeating them to me? Not at all. Briefly, it's whispered that the home is being run by a hypocritical couple whose sole interest is not in the young charges, but inflating their bank account. Oh, God fucking damn it. So what we're not getting is a fucking Ultra Humanite or Lex Luthor story. I'm positive you're wrong, and to prove it, we'll visit the home and investigate. Okay, but here go my expectations of a quiet life leading alone with you. So Clark's trying to get laid. When they reach the destination, get ready to eat your words, prick. Not until we're completely convinced this home is for wayward youths and on the up and up. We're Daily Planet reporters. Come give your private establishment a write-up. My wife and I are always pleased to have visitors look the place over. We're not molesting any kids here, are we? I will say that this is a nice lounge room. I planned it myself. Come, we'll show you around. Typical model bedroom, radio. Clean. Very cleanly. Very cleanly. All the best conveniences. Like it? Neat. Our workshop where our young charges keep themselves busily and constructively occupied. All right, now we've gotten into the whole corrupting fucking using kids, but let's see if we pull any good dialogue here. Mr. Tweed quite firmly believes useful labor can rehabilitate incorrigibles. All right, we've established that we want to do this. It's kind of like we're thinking ahead, huh? What do you say to that, Mr. Clark Kent? Sounds like nonsense. Because this is a private institution, we of course have to rely upon contributions from the public to enable the carrying on good work. I understand. Here's a $10 bill. Oh, thank you. Clark, don't you think you ought to contribute $10? You are both very kind. We'll look forward to seeing that write-up in the Planet. Well, still skeptical. It looks like you may be. What was that? Wait for me, please. What? One of the home's charges. Let me guess. They beat the shit out of the kids. Good heavens, you're bleeding. Well, I had my period. How did it happen? Who did it happen to you? I'm Davy Merrill, but please don't let Mr. Tweed know what I've done. I cut my hands by climbing the walls. Sharp glass is embedded on the top. They cut my balls, Charlie. They cut my balls, Charlie. They broke my thumbs, Charlie. I just had to climb over there. Please, give me something to eat. I'm starving. Starving, eh? Come with us. We'll have to do something about those mutilated hands. That hurts. Be brave, Davy. Davy. Davy? This is terrible. What if the boy says it's true? Look at him. Gobble that food. He's desperately hungry. And Mrs. Tweed said the boys were served only the best foods, and generous portions at that. I got up back to the home now. If Mr. Tweed finds out I skipped out, he'll skin me alive. Don't go, Davy. Don't be afraid. First tell us about yourself and the conditions at the home. The Tweeds are regular slave drivers. They make us kids labor from dawn till hour. We did this. We fucked this fucking stupid fucking story. Ugh. Look at all these goddamn words. You were right, Clark, and I apologize. I'm going to go back to the evil place and beat the fuck out of him. Yes, just don't worry. The proper authorities, yes, okay. Now, why notify the proper authority? Clark, just go in there and just pee fucking heat ray on these fucking people. I won't give the Tweeds a chance to cover up. Go back to the home with Davy and Serge, of course. So she's going to go back alone. Let me guess. I haven't read this fucking thing, but I'm going to guess that the fucking old couple's going to beat Lois to death and rape her with a fucking broom handle. Is that what's going to happen in this fucking issue of Action fucking Comics? Great difficulty, Lois and Dave re-enter the Brentwood homes. Before I watched them, they're gonna kill the fucking dog. That's Black Satan, great. It's a fucking evil dog. Black Satan. Should have warned you they leave him loose so we won't dare leave the house. Oh, this is great. They're gonna fucking kill the dog. Fails to work, skeleton key, scarcely strain a cheer. Oh, God fucking damn it, do I hate these fucking stories. Black Satan's barking, crammed together. Great. It's a slump. They're going to say this for 65 more fucking pages. Where the fuck is Lex Luthor? Where the fuck is Ultra Humanite? I'll skin the stupid boy. At night, those clams' quarters will carry your rebellious notions. Fuck him. It's the same fucking story. Taking a room contains a long row of telephones, dozens of charity solicitors, and each from these notes I see that each telephone solicitor receives 50% of whatever donation she secures. What a foul racket. Shocking. That shit still exists today. It's called Kickstarter. I know, because I'm on it. Sweatshops, we've gone here. We've done this. We did the sweatshops. But instead, they're testing crypto on people. Soylent Green. What happened? All right. Think it over. Now she's trapped. It's coming from that locker. Gonna fuck you up. Rubbing her face against the iron bars, Lewis focuses off the gag. Oh, look at her. It's me, Davy. Is that you, Miss Lane? Please let me out. I'm so cramped. They stick him in a locker. We did this with the fucking chain gang. They just rehashing the same fucking story. 21-1, Lois is in a tough jam right now. That bitch is a natural for getting herself involved in mischief. Oh, I hate when they just rehash. All right, so Superman's gonna kill this fucking dog, isn't he? Superman's gonna kill the fucking dog. Ferociously, the hound bites at Superman, but to his puzzlement, its sharp fangs leave no impression upon him. Now, don't get discouraged. Yipe! Abruptly into the sky leaves Superman. Hang on. Deposit. Oh, okay, he doesn't kill him. All right, good. Depositing upon a tree limb high above the ground, Superman leaps down. Now stay where you can't make a nuisance of yourself. Superman! Lois Lane in a most unenviable fix. Well, what do you know? Don't you know if I should free you, leaving you in the predicament night should settle a little sense into your head? Stop clowning, you whore. Odd, but I can't resist the beautiful ladies, please. Now, these kids are suffering, and he's cracking fucking jokes. I love it. I fucking love Superman. I hate the writers, but I love Superman. What marvelous strength. A young boy named David is in prison in that locker over there. How about a further demonstration? All right, Davy, you can step out now. Gee, it's Superman, emerging from the home of the two captive, the freeds. Just watch. Terrific yank down the clatter of the massive gates. There! That makes the place look less like a prison. You two go to the Daily Planet, get your story to print. I'm returning home to settle things with the Tweeds. Off with you, or I'll put you back into the cage and bend the bars into shape again. I can take a hint. Oh, I like that. Please, let me go with you. She'd rather just ditch the kid so she can watch Superman grab his blue douche. You can drop that poker, Tweed, while I can take a poke at you. Oh, dude, rape him. Rape him! What does that mean? What does that intrusion mean? It only means that someone is finally going to make you suffer for your heartlessness and grafting. Threaten me, will you? Take that. Biting the tip off the hot red poker, Superman tastes it. Jesus Christ, he bit it? He bit this fucking steel? Good grief, what kind of being? Oh, God, they just fill her. Just fucking fill her. We did this. We literally did this. He destroyed the lab. All right, so maybe it's just a preview of my own self writing. As Superman reaches the top of the stairs, one he sees a boiling kettle of water. All right. This fucking Tweed's a fighter, man. You gotta give fucking Tweed a credit. He's a fighter. Fires again, shoots the second bullet. Oh my Christ. Well, I kind of like it now. Superman's just fucking with him. He just fucking catches the fucking bullet, shoots it like marbles. Tweed springs to a door. My God, this has got to be a nightmare, dude. You really should just fucking fist him. Just fist him straight up his ass with a super fist. Thanks for picking my teeth. I'm beginning to get annoyed with you. All right, so Superman chops shit up. But the problem is, it's just a goof. There's no fucking story. It's just a goof. Look at that. She just fucking leaves him at the planet. She wants to see some fucking Superman. Their bank book, what huge figures. All earned for the labor of endless children. That bitch, she's gonna crack a Oh! Oh! You know what? Things just change. We like this story. This old bitch just bashed Lois over the head with a fucking vase. You know what? You know what? Should Clark and Lois be attacked at Lois's place? Should some gangsters come for Lois? Should they attack the Daily Planet? Is the Daily Planet just a place right now? Because what we have in our story right now is Clark has just destroyed Lex's lab. He's just beaten the shit out of Lex Luthor. So that is now gone. We've lost that friendship. So maybe Lex will forgive him. Doubtful. I think Clark thinks he killed fucking Lex. In my anger, I killed him. So what are your choices? Leave Metropolis, never come back. You came here for a reason, Clark. You came here for a reason. It's one of my options. I came to Metropolis. I came to Metropolis because I wanted a story. I wanted to do some good, like my father had taught me. My parents, both. Mama Kent too. We love Mama Kent, like my parents taught me. And all I keep doing is fucking things up, destroying buildings. You came to Metropolis for a reason, Clark. Just like the same reason. I never left. Many a day, I dreamed of a call. Bruce Wayne, the reclusive, the reclusive giant who would offer me a job, whisk me off on a private gyro to Gotham. Something kept me here. Same thing that brought you here. The same instinct you can't ignore. People called you Superman. Will be Superman. Boom! She gives him the Rocky and Adrian speech. You know what I mean? So now we got to get to Superman once again fucking shit up. Or he gets a running start. So what now? We know that he's got to go to Lois to get that Rocky and Adrian fucking pep talk. Maybe they have a conversation at the top of the planet. The scene, I like that. All right. Should be at Lois's place. The scene between Clark and Lois should take place top of the Daily Planet. On the roof of the Daily Planet. Either Lois comes there for a smoke, and she comes upon Clark sitting there brooding, or we transition with the knowledge of seeing that off screen she agreed to meet him there. Or he picked her up and they went there together. That shit you don't need to happen on camera. You know, you see him rising out of the wreckage of Lex's lab, and then it cuts to him with Lois on the roof of the Daily Planet, where she gives him that, go be fucking Superman speech. You know what I mean? They're out there and they're looking at the city, and like there's no noise. It's peaceful almost. You know, Lois tells Clark of why she loves Metropolis. This is where we can drop some of Lois' backstory. Thing is, we need to get back to Dolores. We need to get to the dirigible where the fucking thing blows up. We need to get our bad guys and good guys connected. But at the same time, now we've created an obstacle because all that crypto, Clark can't get to it. He's got to get the suit. Or he's got to make his own suit. He can run around Metropolis kind of like the Flash. He can jump out at the sun. We know that he's Alexa telling him that his body's a solar battery, that it'll absorb solar energy. So he can run around the fucking city doing some sick fucking shit and then just make that fucking huge leap at the dirigible, taking the fucking dirigible out, getting to the partition, where it's kind of like almost like a Joker laugh. It's a stuffed body. Oosh. Just when you think he's getting all his cool fucking courage and shit back, it just fucking the whole dirigible explodes, blows him out of the fucking water. So we've created a bit of an obstacle for ourselves. We're not painted into a corner yet. We've got to figure out a way to counter the kryptonite. You know, the bad guys have fucked him up, the Brainiac cult. We've introduced kryptonite as a drug. I guess Clark's got to enter the fighting pits. I mean, this is where he starts to just use all his fucking his other powers. Lois will have a backstory, so now we'll have Lois loves Metropolis. She had contemplated leaving for Gotham. She's been offered a job there. No, it's the other side of the world. The other side of the world. I don't even think they know we exist. I don't think they know we exist anymore. But I'm sure you're the one. I'm sure you're the one who changed that. You got to give her a reason for loving Metropolis. You can't just say I love this city. You give her a good, fun backstory. This is where you get to flex your writing muscles. Not your boring ass Robert Cookman 45-minute fucking speech about her playing in a softball league and fucking eating ice cream. Something simple. She loves Metropolis because of this reason: the stability. One little thing about Metropolis is what gave her stability when she was moving around. Her father, a general, served in the war, and either he is retired or dead. Dead in the war makes for an interesting connection. I don't want my father's legacy to be a decaying city. Not on his watch. Lois hasn't let him go yet. Serves her backstory. A father, General Lane, served and died in the war. Basically, the War of the Three Kingdoms was Vietnam and gutted Metropolis. We always repeat that, but again, backstory is fun. It connects our characters to this major event so that the same way like when you open Game of Thrones, you had a war that had recently ended like 10 years ago. Robert Baratheon's on the throne, and as we're coming into Game of Thrones, a new war is about to start because he's about to die. So that's where we are here. We're coming in at the end of the war and the beginning of a new one, the Brainiac War. Brainiac! Brainiac! All right. Having fun here. We're having fun here. We're only gonna do one story today because think I got shit to do. I hope. I pray. Hey, all right. My shit's coming early. Good for me. Okay, apologize. Send me info. I'll send invoice. Boom. Okay, done. Go away. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, where was I at? Dun, 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 done. That's done. All right, good. The War of the Three Kingdoms was Vietnam, got it Metropolis, General Lane. Boom, we have Lois's connection to the whole Metropolis war thing. She doesn't want to leave the city a shithole. But it all seems too big for one person. Her speech on the top of the planet will be the Adrian Rocky speech that Clark needs to hear. Then we'll throw another swerve in. So Clark will get a running start, run around the city, maybe even take out a thug or two on his run up. We're not doing the Dick Jones Superman suit. Maybe we can save that for later. Turning him, dragging Barone to a ramshackle hotel. And he can run past the ramshackle. Yeah, we can do that. Lantern ring. Louis the rat, Nate the snake. Superman, millionaire, steal Luther's money. No, 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 no. Like, he can run by all this shit. Got all that from the beginning of the story. Sure, you'll save a few. Okay. Running start to build his momentum as he makes his massive monster leap and jump off a few dirigibles and auto gyros as he makes his massive leap and grab for the dirigible, which he sees by scanning the sky with his super vision. Boom. He'll take out some thugs along the way as well. Okay. What I like here is... See, what are they planning to do? Like, what's their next big move? That's what we need to figure out with the cult now. So we got to figure out their next big move for our next 20 pages here. Batman. Got all that. Brainiac Cult. Got all this part of the notes. We can erase. I like erasing from the notes page. Blackie Sarto. Tasha work from Clark. Typical Robin. When we get the less displaced victims. Like that. Right. Da, 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 da. Revenge fantasy. Jazz holes. Okay, so we're going to put that here. We still need to find Dolores Winters. Lois. Okay. As Clark goes after the dirigible, Lois can go after Dolores Winters. This way you have like the dichotomy scenes. As Lois catches up to Dolores, tailing her, either with or without Jimmy. Clark will enter the dirigible and destroy. No, fuck up the thugs, perhaps even killing some, James Bond style. He could have that really good fucking line to when he kills him. Give my regards to Brainiac. Also, same time, Lois can have an encounter or fight with Dolores. Clark enters the chamber of the man behind the curtain, and when Dolores reveals herself to Lois, same time Clark finds out that the man behind the curtain is a stuffed, dead corpse of Ultra Humanite, where Dolores reveals that she is the real Ultra, with his brain in Dolores' body, thanks to Brainiac. We are really fucking Superman up in this story. We got all of our notes done. All right. Boom. EMP explosion. EMP type explosion. Or a dirty bomb of kryptonite. Same time that Superman explodes into space or wherever, Lois can give in to the whims of Ultra, knowing that she will seduce her, in order, to get inside the cult. Oh, I love it! Oh, I love this shit! Lois, once inside the cult, having seduced the weak, no, the highly intelligent, but still a man at heart, Ultra, even though as Dolores, oh, I love where we're going with this, even though as Dolores is still a man who desires Lois Lane the same way, the same carnal way she enjoyed Superman. So right then and there, we're like, holy shit, it wasn't Lex Luthor. It's Dolores. Same carnal way she enjoyed Superman. Okay, so what I like here is, so Lois will use her feminine wiles to get inside the base of Ultra Dolores, and she will be the one to destroy the kryptonite. Or sink it into the ocean, something. Mostly destroying it. Just have to figure out how she destroys it and how she gets inside. Once that is done, Clark can make his end run. Or she can use a signal watch, something we need to connect the two. Boom, I like where we're going with this shit. So remember, Dolores is Ultra. Ultra has been transferring the brain, the mind meld, the brain transplant, whatever, using the Brainiac cult. So she is really a he, which goes in tune with the new crazy world we're living in right now. This plays it up. So Lois can, once Lois knows that Dolores is a dude's brain in a woman's body, Lois is gonna be like, well, fuck this, let's get it on then. So you can have some hot girl on girl action. Girl on girl action. God damn it, I love it. Bang bang boom. That's page fucking 40, man. We're doing good here. We're doing good. Waiting to hear on some naughty fun. Where you at? Boom, clap, sound of my heart. Where you at? Where you at? Stop torturing me, woman. That's what happens when you have a sex addiction. You're always texting strippers. Anyway, let's get page 41 here. And we'll get back. We'll finish our comic book of Lois getting bashed over the head with a vase, which is still fucking awesome. That chick, that fucking woman running that fucking Wayward Home for Boys, she ain't fucking around. So I like where we're going with this. Oh, we're right here. So Lois is going to get in good with Dolores while Superman goes up there to fucking hit the dirigible but gets fucking blown out of the fucking sky. So that's where we're leaving right now. Superman blown out of the sky, Lois Lane making out with Dolores Winters. Let's do this. Meanwhile, Superman's about to seize Tweed. The grafter spills molten metal on the floor. These fucking guys aren't playing for keeps. That should stop you. The home is filled with sleeping children. I've got to prevent the fire from spreading. Superman beats the flames with his bare hands, then crushes the severed pipelines together with his bare hands. That ought to do it. I caught that girl sneaking about, and never mind. Help me carry her into the workshop. Urgent. Don't move, or I set the saw in motion and the girl dies. You would think of such a cowardly way to protect your precious hide. Ugh, it just doesn't stop. You see, your mighty muscles are helpless against the ingenuity of my mind. Draw back. Depart. I command you. Your mighty muscles are helpless against the ingenuity of my mind. Wow. Without warning, Superman suddenly leaps forward and thrusts his hand between Lois's head and the buzzsaw. And I heard you. As the deadly whirling buzzsaw comes into contact, it bursts into bits. We've seen this 1,000 fucking times. While Superman snaps Lois's bond, Tweed flings the master switch, sending all the motors racing at top speed, dashes from the room. Run for your life! Unable to stand the terrific strain, the machinery wrenches loose and flies through the air in jagged fragments. Superman protects Lois with his body. I gotta stop this before one of the metal fragments hits Lois. But it doesn't. What happened? Never mind. Follow me. You want a good news story? They're getting away, but they won't get far. Ugh. Leaping forward, Superman rips open the elevator door. I get it. You're going to. We meet again. Jesus fucking Christ. It just doesn't stop. It's one stupid trap after another. But you know he's Superman. He's going to fuck all the traps up. This really fucking blows. You have established two good villains. Why are we wasting time with this shit? Clark interviews the new head of the home. Thanks for pulling the wires that got me this position, Clark. The boys and I get along fine. They're happy at the new reforms. That's right, Mr. Kent. The new superintendent is swell. He hardly ever shows us a penis. This home was a good idea. Too bad the Tweeds turned into a sub. Did he fucking kill the Tweeds? I don't even know what happened here. Go in there and make a complete confession. Oh, God. Takes him to jail. Just kill him. Let's try one more issue. I'm praying. Let's fucking hoping and praying. Then we get Lex or fucking. No, we see another guy throwing another guy fucking. Ugh. Circus, huh? Superman, dynamic defender of law and order, encounters a man of brawn who uses his great strength to defeat justice. A result of a thrilling battle of wits and muscle in which Clark Kent, meek daily reporter, plays a vital role. Oh, Christ. The city of Metropolis is startled by a series of robberies committed by a fantastic thief. And now, if you please, your pocketbook. Oh, great. It's another strong man. Oh, god damn it. Where is Lex Luthor? Where is the fucking Ultra Humanite? Burglar in the house. Throws a guy into a fucking wall. Strong arm assistance. Pick it up. Strange crimes. Clark Kent is a fruit. Holy shit. Go through the files. Herculo. The amazing Herculo. World's strongest man. Twists iron with his bare hands. The only thing we're getting out of this scene at the Barone Daily Circus is that Superman did some time as a strongman. Where's our notes? Two. Clark did some time as a strongman in the circus where we can have scene of him in his loincloth with a poster for the Flying Graysons in the background. Little Easter egg. Use it, you don't use it, maybe the fuck you use it, maybe go fuck your mother. Alright? Herculo. Herculo. We got Lex Luthor and fucking Ultra Humanite, but no, let's fucking talk about Herculo. Oh, god damn it. Diver's going into the flames. He's plunging into it. Oh, god, the flaming gasoline. Get to the point. Why is Herculo fucking people up? Here's Herculo. Herculo's crushing fucking people's hands. Clark's pretending. Strong man, that's me. I can lick any 10 men, alright? He's gonna take out his dick. Lois is gonna fucking play with it. I'll referee the match. Haha! Who knows? Superman might read it and actually show up. It's alright. Superman's gonna come in. He's going to beat up the fucking strongman. I'm so happy that we're not reading about Ultra Humanite or Lex fucking Luthor so Superman can go and fuck up a strongman at the fucking circus. Fuck Action Comics because it's driving me fucking crazy. They set up two fucking great villains and we haven't heard dick from damn about these fucking villains. Fuck the circus. Fuck you, Action Comics. I need shit to use in our master script. But we got clowns, and we got the fucking strongman, and I'm getting sick and tired of reading it. 400 fucking panels of Superman fucking with this poor bastard because he's bored. Oh, but Lois looks good there. We're going to be doing Lois Lane in like a cool pinup thing. The cover of this master script, once it's finished, I'm going to do some pages of concept art, and we're going to have a hot-ass Lois Lane fucking naked pinup cover. Maybe Lois in bed waiting for Superman with like a Superman nightlight on. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, God fucking damn it. I'm not reading this because it's just fucking retarded. This is just filler. Alright, but this is nice. Superman goes and entertains kids at the fucking circus. That's just wonderful. But what I need is fucking ultra goddamn human. What's this? Herculo's dressed as a clown. He's gonna beat some fucking people up. Superman saves the fucking day. He's gonna take Lois. Lois is getting pissed. I'm getting more pissed. One more issue, let's try. One more issue. What we got here? Aged, helpless people, the victims of a ghoulish plot, a secret fiend, waxing wealthy through the spilling of their innocent blood. This is the setup which Clark Kent, meek daily reporter, investigates, and which Superman, champion of the helpless and oppressed, smashes. Lois and Clark have half a day off from their chores at the Daily Planet. Hello, Lois. Any chance of my taking you for a spin this afternoon? She said to pick her up at 2 o'clock. Can it be that Lois is finally breaking down and recognizing Mike John? That's funny. She doesn't seem to be home. Probably she's been detained. I'll wait outside in the car. She ought to be here any minute now. Lois, oh, Lois, I've been waiting for you since 2 o'clock. Clark, oh, I'd forgotten about you. That's right. I was going to drive with you. Splendid. Take me down to 1819 Chestnut Street. What's that's in the slums, you whore? I was going to take you through a drive to the park. I refuse to do it. All right, here we go. They're going to a fucking slum. I at least inquire. Okay, crippled old lady, Miss Davis. Here we go again. Ugh. What do you want? Who are you? I'm Lois Lane, friend of Miss Davis. May I ask who you are? Tom Bruce, neighbor of Miss Davis. I was just giving her a hot beef injection. I wanted to see if the old lady. Go on in. No one's stopping you. Nice tempered gent, isn't he? Shush. Lois Lane, how nice to see you come and see me. Come down to my condolences. I'm sorry you've been left in a precarious position, Miss Davis, but I haven't. I collected some insurance money thanks to Mr. Fullerton. Mr. Fullerton is an insurance man. He makes it possible for poor people to buy small insurance policies for very little premium payments. A fine man, Mr. Fullerton, a fine man. Let me guess, insurance scam. Ah, bosh. The man's a slimy crook. I say I'm going to quit his insurance club before I go all the way to the many others who died mysteriously. Oh, yeah, so he's setting up the fucking payments. Oh, yeah, he's killing people for life insurance. Holy fucking shit on a fucking shingle. Poison, did you say? He's giving him poison. He's giving him fucking poison, and then they're drinking the fucking poison. Oh, god damn it. So basically somebody's just putting out poison aspirin. That's what's going on here. A block away, they see a hit skip driver speed away from the thing. Old ladies are getting run over. Miss Grady just got run over because she was talking too fucking much. Killed him, Miss Bradford. Keep her back, I say. There's only one of him and hundreds of us. Rush him. Fuck his ass up. They're going to beat up Tom Bruce. You run off and hide. I'm going to try before it's too late. Oh, God. Get a fucking... This is really frustrating. They really set up two interesting fucking villains. I mean, if I'm a little kid, even if I'm a little fucking kid, or I'm still a fucking slimy old fucking old man, 45 years old, I would still be yelling at Action Comics, where the fuck is Lex Luthor? Where the fuck is Ultra Humanite? Because these are terrible fucking stories. Not because you're a Tolko Ward politician, but because we don't want his kind cluttering up our jail. Ugh. Fullerton's office. He knows plenty about these deaths. Here's his office. Who's around? Daily Planet reporters, what can I do for you? Just answer a few questions. First, did Miss Bradford carry life insurance? Life insurance, yes, a small policy. She was a member of my insurance club. Just one policy, no other policies payable? I resent your innuendos. Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. 400. Let me guess. Does this guy have a shitload of traps? Is Lois going to sneak in and get a fake insurance premium? Now Lois is tied up. Superman's got to save the day. But instead of just saving the day, he's just going to beat him up a little. Crack some fucking wise-ass jokes. He should snap their necks! Ugh. It's just the same fucking story over and over again. I hate these dumb fucking stories. Where's Lex? Where the fuck is Lex Luthor? He collected the policies. Great. Ugh, I need a break. We did good today. We got a lot of cool shit done for the script using our own imagination because what we're getting from the source material has been garbage. Superman breaks up a rusty home for boys. Superman breaks up insurance premiums. Superman beats up a fucking banker. It's these early adventures where he's just fucking with people, which is okay. It's the early days. We're into 1940 now, if you look at there. But in terms of trying to put our story together, it's a little frustrating. But we carry on. We've gotten very, very deep into our story. Now we're looking to get to 60 pages and stretching it out to a nice 2-hour movie. We are at page 42 already. We did good today. We got Superman getting away from the bad guys. Superman now mistrusting Lex, thinking Lex is the main bad guy, beating the shit out of Lex, destroying his lab, confiding in Lois now, and now getting that running start. Lois Lane confronts Dolores Winters at her hotel. Dolores reveals herself to be the true Ultra as Clark uncovers the dirigible, which is the guy's not in it anymore. The whole thing fucking blows up. Clark is blown into the sky. So now we have Lois with Dolores saying she wants to be with him. Going undercover. I don't want to do the victim thing. That's too easy. We've done it a bunch of times already. So now have Lois say, well, look, I'm with you. If you're Ultra, then fuck it, I'm down. So let's do it. So we cut to them. I think that's a good way to end it right here. Today's class session is Lois and Dolores making out. So now I got to figure out where to go from there. Clark has just been blown into fucking space. So Clark could be like floating in orbit. There we go. while Lois is seducing. While Lois is seducing Dolores, Clark is floating in orbit. Another quick flashback to his folks while he floats somewhat lifelessly in space like Dark Knight Returns. The sun comes out of comes into view like a horizon, bathing Superman in solar light, solar energy. And that's where we're going to leave it right now. I hope you had a good writing session today. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I enjoyed it. I really love writing fucking Superman, and my hope is that I can fucking write a Superman movie or at least produce a Superman comic book, whether through fan fiction rules or chased down by the bad guys. No, I cannot read any more of these fucking stupid stories today. It's one thing when you're reading it panel for panel, you're picking up dialogue, but after a while, you just get very frustrated because you feel like you're just reading the same fucking thing over and over again. And I'm hoping as we get further and further into the Action Comics lore that we'll get back to some more consistent, long format stories as opposed to these fucking one offs. But until then, this is Professor Francis Kane signing off. Let's see if I can get back to 14. I was at 14 this morning, and then now I'm not. I'm back below 14, which pisses me the fuck off. Brought to you again by Pharaoh's Lounge. Peace, love, war. All of